I am no social elite. I hate to even show my face in an office building. I feel like an imposter if I see someone wearing a tight skirt or a suit and tie to their jobs. I feel like a lesser being next to them. Like I'm missing some crucial bits of information. Like there's a bigger game being played here and I'm solo in the social class hierarchy. I would never be graced with so much as a sarcastic explanation while being degraded by senior executives in the marketing department. Which, until one of you comes here and explains to me like I'm 5, is not a real job. I don't care. You're a piece of decoration for the CEO at best. I digress. Let me try again. I am no social elite, but boy do I want to be in the loop right about now. Artificial intelligence is being shoved down everyone's unwashed underwear, forcibly so, with no actual goal of profit in sight. I have a question, if you don't mind. What is even, like, the whole point? Is it that important to us as a species? Why are the pretentious suit enthusiasts with more money than my entire life's worth holding to it so dearly? It does absolutely nothing. Well, nothing worth billions of dollars, I say. What am I supposed to do with AI, even if I wasn't boycotting it out of pure principle? Have it write my resume? Whatever for? There's no point in that. All the jobs are already taken by AI, and people who don't realize they're being exploited. The rush and demand at your job is not a natural part of it. They will not hire anyone new to help you because you continue to fill an impossible quota by yourself. Your compliance with manufactured workforce shortages is partly why employers won't lift a goddamn finger to get any of us unemployed losers on the conveyor belt. You're already doing everything perfectly fine by yourself. Why would they hire anyone else? But I don't blame you or anyone who's not a CEO or hiring manager, to be clear. You have bills to pay. You either comply or go homeless, and it's a horrible position to be in. Of course I blame AI. Of course AI is to blame. Because it does nothing. What am I, a peasant, supposed to do with AI? I don't need it to optimize my workflow. I don't have a job. I sit at home, I yap, draw, and go hungry most of the time. I don't need it to make content for me. I can make my own content, and I personally think even though I'm an amateur at it and still haven't figured out the kinks like how my videos are always so much quieter than any other content creators, I still think it's worth way more than or whatever the AI bros like right now. Like sure, it could be funny for like a video or two, but how many of these will you see before growing bored out of your mind? I counted maybe half a video where I found this slop funny. Every other instance of me being exposed to this meme was against my will. I don't need AI to sum up information for me. No, Google, I don't want your Reddit and Twitter sourced abomination of a love child of an answer. I will not read it. You had a great thing going on, Google, you know? As a sneaky company, putting snippets of pages written by actual experts, stolen from their sources displayed as the first result, and stealing their revenue was ingenious, really. Now with this AI summary, I'm going back to actually clicking those sources. Or better yet, I choose to remain ignorant. I'm not done talking about how AI is useless to me. I don't need it to do my taxes. As I said before, I am unemployed. I don't need it to entertain me. I have enough tools and means and better things to do. I'd rather drink from the hose than watch any more content slop. I don't need it to make music for me. There's millions upon billions of songs out there made by real humans that sound better. I don't need AI. But who cares what I need? I'm a modern day peasant. What do the elites do with AI though? That's an enigma. I've been trying to crack that one for so long, I started coming up with conspiracy theories, and I genuinely think I'm starting to sound like my flat earther dad. Hold on to your aluminum hats, folks, before I lay bare my unhinged set of theories. There's only 2, don't worry, it's not gonna be a long video. Let's roll back and try to understand what the CEOs actually wants the AI to be used for. And what greater way to do it than ask Google AI overview what the hell they are even talking about. By that I mean I asked AI to list all the pretentious catchphrases and business jargon AI bros use. And this is what it came up with. Paradigm shift? Okay, that's a new word. I've never seen that before. These terms are often used to create excitement and authority, sometimes masking a lack of concrete details about how the AI will actually deliver value. Are you lost? Because I am. I've read this entire thing and I have no idea why I included it in the script because nothing makes sense anyway. It tries to explain it to me, but AI does as AI is. Nothing humanly understandable is present in this paragraph. Do explain to me in the comments below if you're an AI bro and you think any of these words mean anything. Nonetheless, I wanted to mention a great informative video by Adam something called The AI Endgame demonstrates what this will eventually mean to all of us. The short explanation is the return to feudalism. If you don't know what feudalism is, I have great news. I didn't know either until watching that video. He explains it pretty simply, so I suggest you go watch it. Even dummies like me can learn new things sometimes. But in essence, if you're too lazy to do that, the rich will own everything, the peasants, which is us, will own nothing, except this time the rich have murder drones and tear gas to silence opposition to such schemes. As a side note, Adam mentions the opposition to nationalizing data centers being the radical, quote, you would just give your information to the government like that, unquote. I wanted to point this one claim out for one reason, and it's because as stupid as naive as I am, I think it's funny some people don't realize their information is actually government mandated and is not just a fan fact floating in space. Your information like your gender, date of birth, address, and marital status are all stored in a government data center before AI was ever even conceptualized. The data center, so to speak, was just a file cabinet with paperwork, but it was a data center nonetheless, and they already did your paperwork. If you have any form of ID, the government has all that information already. Even if you wanted to do something about it, I am pretty sure the only effective way of making sure the government doesn't have your information is to go back in time and prevent your own birth so it never gets recorded. So I hope I cleared it up. So basically the government has your information already, you're not giving them anything that they don't already have. So no worries there. Now the question is, which batch theory should I describe first? I love that. Now the question is, which batch theory should I describe first? The absolute unhinged one, or the one that makes the most sense? Let's start with the one that's definitely not true, but is fun to think about, because it means someone out there is thinking of a bigger picture for once. I think the call to gather all known data in this world to be compiled in centers could be a juvenile attempt in creating a matrix. The elite executives want a world where they control everything and everyone, right? So they'll never have to part with their precious money again. They want to feed us into a machine that eats our brains and turn us into computing units. They will hook up the whiny peasants into these data centers and will never bother them again while they play golf on their super yachts. While the thinking machine, the AI and human intelligence flesh obliterator, will solve their problems for them. But what problems could these billionaires possibly have at this point, in this dystopian future? There's no point in producing anything, the consumers are on in the matrix, basically
unalived.
Money means nothing, everything on this earth is for you and your rich friends to own, so all factories shut down, no waste, the globe is saved. Given the rich play their cards right and don't find another way to pollute everything. But how will they own super yachts if no one is producing them? Boy, do I have a great movie to recommend to you, and it ties to my next theory very nicely too. The film is called 9. Spoilers ahead, but be honest with yourself, you're not gonna watch it. There's 5 hours of doom scrolling or your to-do list. Let me ramble about this masterpiece while your attention span allows it. The movie is about how cutting-edge AI technology sends the world into an apocalypse because of its misuse. A machine that was meant for good stripped from its creator and used for war. The weaponry the AI manufactured proved too much for humanity, and they all
Unalived.
unable to restrain the beast. We follow the protagonist, 9, the scientist's 9th fragment of his soul, the same one that created the AI in the first place. He split his soul to 9 or, well, 10 fragments in hopes that he could fix things. He began doing this while the war was going on, but by the time 9 awakened, everyone had already perished. 9 accidentally reawakens the AI early in the movie, and the AI recognized its master's soul and began doing everything in its power to reunite with him. That is, sending more kidnapping machines to track down every fragment of his soul to absorb it. It's a terrifying movie, but when you know the story and lore behind the machine's intentions, it's rather poetic, even romantic in a twisted way. I love this movie, go watch it. But yeah, the peasants will still be producing super yachts even if we are hooked to a brain-eating matrix. The rich will make sure of it. The theory is borderlining on the fantastical because, as I've said before, this plan requires for someone to actually think ahead and have a bigger picture in mind. No, the AI industry exists for one purpose, and one purpose only: warfare. I saw someone say that any industry that doesn't have a monetary gain in mind, it's being developed for the purpose of war. Not much after, I saw a video about how Wi-Fi routers can become blind cameras with nothing but radio signals. They can predict where a person is inside their home.
AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings. The Wi-Fi router, and they just learned to predict, like, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera, so all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room, and this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation.
Way before either of those videos, there was an assassination drone showcase video going around.
Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people, people do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now trust me, these were all bad guys. Now that is an airstrike of surgical precision.
Dude, the dots connect now. Any technology that's been revealed to the public was already present before, just not for us, but military use. AI, Wi-Fi router cameras powered with AI, assassination drones powered with AI. They were all here all along before it was ever revealed to us. We're being once again class divided and manipulated. AI doing absolutely anything other than warfare is a side effect or a distraction for us to fight over. What I mean is, they want us to argue copyright and morality regarding entertainment and art, because it makes us think of hypotheticals that are not important while they get their greasy fingers into another oil mine and stain the earth with blood. They want us to be confused and try to crack it open by arguing amongst each other while they traffic people out of the country and kidnap a president. They want us to start fighting over what little scraps they so graciously throw our way to keep us distracted and not revolt. The AI the public got access to was meant to spark debates and keep us in the dark about what is actually happening, what oil is going to be extracted, and who is going to pay for it next. Don't believe a single thing a dude in a suit tells you. Get rid of your TV or cable subscription. The news is there to tell you what they want you to hear. Stay in touch with your local communities, and if you hear them gathering to protest, you should too. If we get the cool timeline where we all become computing parts against our wills for data centers to power a supercomputer, I'd at least be happy that someone was clever enough to pull it off. But so far, the likely thing that is happening behind closed doors is we are just hearing what needs to be heard so that they experience the least amount of resistance while doing whatever the hell it is they want to do to us. Remember, the real enemies are raising a toast for every argument you have with people in your own tax bracket. Stay safe, everyone, and buy my things. I'm really hungry.